system set up. Okay, so now you brought this case before the court today, and we've seen how it turned out.
Yes.
Despite the cause
Yeah.
for pulling out, but you still stood on your ground to ensure that the court has jurisdiction. Could
Yeah.
you expatiate
Yes.
more why? And any regrets?
Oh no,
going
I have no
forward?
regrets. I have no regrets. I will do this over and over and over again. It is based on the conviction of my spirit. It's based on my scholarship and the research I did. Not out of pride or arrogance, but that this court, being the apex court of the land, is not just a court of law and a court of equity, but it's also a court of policy, to make policy, to open up new vistas of law and in our jurisprudence. That was why the Supreme Court itself said in Ihedioha Motors Limited versus Adesanya that a lawyer should not be afraid to bring a case to the court and tell the Supreme Court to reverse itself or reverse its judgment, and that a counsel should be bold and courageous to do so. But in our own case, we were not even asking the Supreme Court for a revision of his judgment of 20th December 2019. We were telling the Supreme Court to give judicial imprimatur to that judgment, which said that APC had no candidate and that it was a case of illegality, and that time does not run against illegal matters or illegality or matters that are unlawful. We were merely telling the court to give effect to that their judgment. The judgment concerning Hope Uzodimma and Emeka Ihedioha delivered on 14th January 2020 did not bring about that issue of illegality. It was on the general elections. So it was this same court that held that Section 285 subsection 9 of the Constitution will not apply because the entire case was illegal. It is this same Supreme Court that has held in Peter Obi versus INEC that the tenure of office of Dr. Chris Ngige for 3 years, because it was illegal, would not be counted, and that Peter Obi's tenure will start on the 2nd of May 2007 because the tenure before him was illegal. So this court has made it clear again and again that when it comes to matters of illegality, the court will not assist a party to reap the fruits of illegality. So that is why I have no regrets in standing on my ground, on my feet, to argue this matter to conclusion. Earlier this year, I withdrew about 3 matters, when I felt that they were patently pre-election. This is not a pre-election matter. We were not asking, we are not appealing. There's no appeal before the Supreme Court. It is too well known, it's elementary, that the Supreme Court has 60 days from the date of judgment to deliver a judgment. So we were not appealing. We were rather telling the court to give legal imprimatur to its own judgment, which it had delivered. That is the word of difference. But the Supreme Court, being the apex of the law, has disagreed with me. And I've taken it in good faith. That is why I'm a scholar, I'm a lawyer, by God's grace, a professor of law. And tomorrow is another day. So we lawyers should continue to bring up these matters forward so as to allow the courts to open them up, open up new vistas. For example, when we finish argument, the Supreme Court said ruling. And they asked me jokingly, are you surprised that we are going to deliver a ruling? I said, my lord, sir, that means you saw the end from the beginning. Because we were just finishing argument. We thought the ruling will now be read, or will now be written. But the Supreme Court knows best. I cannot challenge or question their superiority of knowledge and of experience. So we continue to learn from them, the judiciary, and that is why I've always And I continue to defend the judiciary as the last hope of the common man and common woman. When you disagree with them, you appeal. But the Supreme Court being the final court of the land, you cannot appeal against the ruling of today. So I thank them for their ruling, and I thank my legal team for the hard work we put in to dilate this aspect of the law, to open up new vistas, to define it jurisprudentially. I thank the Supreme Court of Nigeria.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Is supposed to go. And how will you react to this ruling?
Yes, well, the Supreme Court awarded the cost of 40 million naira to be paid, particularly to the parties who filed processes, including INEC. The sum of 10 million naira was awarded in favor of INEC. Yes, and the reason for that is very simple, that the court has over the years determined this matter and has reiterated that if a judgment has been given for whatever reason, it cannot review it. And more so, by virtue of the fourth alteration, particularly section 285, subsection 7, the Supreme Court has 60 days within which to determine an appeal. These were judgments that were given in 2019 and 2020. And here you are asking the court to review it. You know, contrary to their contention that the judgment was, what they sought by the application is enforcement. It was actually a call on the court to review his decision, and the Supreme Court will never do that. It's only accidental slip that the court, by its rule, can really consider and correct in appropriate circumstances. The court has given a judgment in the case of Hope Uzodimma and Ihedioha that Hope Uzodimma was a validly nominated candidate of APC, contrary to what they are saying. And that was why the Supreme Court did not see any need going into the application and then decline jurisdiction. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Your full name for those?
Yes, my name is Alasan Omar SAN. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir.
Oh, okay.
Please, sir.
Okay, so
Just a little this way, sir. Thank you.
So AJ would just like you to react to the ruling just delivered this morning by the Supreme Court on the case of the Imo governorship of ISWAP.
We are happy that the Supreme Court has put a final seal on the issues arising from the gubernatorial election of 2019. Because after the election, petitions were filed and we came up here, the Supreme Court delivered a judgment. That judgment was also affected by another application for review. The Supreme Court, this same Supreme Court, reviewed that judgment and dismissed the application for review. And they came with this one they called consequential order application. And we were wondering what the whole substance, the whole thing was all about. But today the Supreme Court has placed a final seal on the issues, stating clearly that we must be guided by the Constitution and the Electoral Act, which places a 60-day seal on the issues that come before the Supreme Court. That after that, there are functions official, they are statute barred from opening up the issues concerning that election in any form or manner. And with the way it has been delivered this morning, both parties, both council, and everybody connected with the election issues in Nigeria will see the attitude of the Supreme Court this morning, that they are not ready to allow people to just come to the court to waste the time of the court and punish the honorable justices who have a lot to do, and you waste their time with frivolities and things that should not come before them. So that was exactly what they said this morning, that they are not ready to entertain this type of thing anymore. And I think it's good for our jurisprudence, so that lawyers don't just come before this court with anything. You must be sure of what you are coming with. You must be certain of the law before you come before the Supreme Court, because this is the highest court of the land. We don't push them into things that shouldn't come before them. So it's a good thing. for our jurisprudence. It's also a good thing for our politics, that politicians should know the limit up to which they can go. This morning, we are happy. We are going to the next litigations that may come out from the just concluded election. So let us put this one behind and face that one, because that is the one we are faced with just now. And by the grace of God, who has given us this mandate, Uzodimma will continue to be the governor of Imo State by God's grace and the power of the people that gave us this mandate. You remember before this election, the talk was like it was Supreme Court that made Hope governor. But you can see from the votes he gathered in the last election, overwhelming support by Imo people. That the Imo people love Hope Uzodimma. Imo people support Hope Uzodimma. Imo people voted for Hope Uzodimma massively. That this is the time for other party candidates to come home, because Hope has an open heart. He has a good mind. He's a man with a good heart. He will accommodate everybody. He has